I don't want to apportion blame. Tor is so dear to my heart. Even this morning, I was speaking on UTV. The way the government have left the refinery, all they need is the crude to turn the refinery around. This support is not coming.
I saw you speaking to some officials from the Tema Oil Refinery. What exactly have they been telling you?
They are tight-lipped. They don't want to commit themselves, because I was trying to speak to one of the managers, and he's saying that the PRO is meeting the chief executive and trying to come up with a statement. And all I was saying is that they should not give us a cosmetic statement. They should give a statement as it is.
Why do you say they shouldn't give us a cosmetic statement?
When it happens like this, we always want to paint the picture so beautiful, that it is well. When you are sick and you don't come out with the sickness, you're not going to get a cure. Tor is dying. They need capital injection. 7-8 years ago, it was working so well under our administration. Why so sudden? The government has abandoned the refinery. Workers are crying. Management are crying. All they need is to get the crude oil to turn the refinery around, and they'll make the money. All the under recoveries that are coming up, we need to pay them. So if that is what is happening, it is not a matter of when the president came to Parliament, went to give the State of the Nation address, and he was talking about the partner with the Saudi Arabian company. If the crude is working, all they need is to continue to change their spare parts. That's all that was important. But I tell you, the government should not make attempt of trying to sell Tor. For that one, will resist it. Tor is viable. Tor can make the necessary profit, so long as the support is given to the refinery. That is what we want. And what I'm saying is that it falls part in my constituency. You understand? So there should be a 24-hour surveillance on this line. I'm told somebody has died. He went to fetch fuel. If there has been proper security checking 24/7, they will have affected the rest of that person. And the question is that when was this leakage detected?
Some people tell us it was discovered like 3 days ago. We tried getting officials to respond to it, and nothing exactly has been said about it.
And that is why I'm saying that we need to be careful and measure with the exact response that the refinery is going to give. For now, if it is 1 day, 2 days or more, it has happened. Let's look at the way forward. What do we do to prevent any future leakages on the line? For me, that is very important. Now look at the way forward. And looking at the way forward, there should be 24-hour surveillance. We need to weed any time the place is weedy. We need to clear the weeds off. Do you understand? So that we'll be able to monitor these lines. It's a national asset. It's a national line. So the more you become so lazy, that is where you become so expensive. And we can have some of these accidents that is happening. So I think that it's too early yet. We need to take our time and assess the sense of the damage. And I believe Tor workers are very hardworking. They'll be able to put the line as soon as possible and to see what best will come out of it. It's a very unfortunate experience, but I think that the government has abandoned Tor. He has totally abandoned Tor. But my faith tells me that they want to sell Tor. If they don't, they will have supported Tor to be on his heels to produce. Because they form themselves into cartels. They are interested in importing the finished products. They will store them in Tor warehouses. Why are we not supporting them with the crude? Why are they not supporting them with the crude? So that they refine. Is that how we treat a national asset? I don't think that is so. That we have to do. So I think that
essentially this disaster was avoidable.
Absolutely, because if there is constant checking on this line, I don't think this thing will have happened. Some say a day, some say 2 days, some say 3 days. But if there is because they run shift, if they position people, at least 3-4 people from this end to the end, every minute, every second, every hour, they'll be surveilling. At least if there is any leakage, you will have to, because fuel, it have a smell. If it's leaking, you can immediately detect it. And I'm sure we could have averted some of these disasters that has happened.
Hello,
I'm coming.
Honorable
For the side one. Everybody's doing live. I hope your battery is still on.
Charlie, my phone. Me use it.
Oh, they are.
Right, and so the Ghana National Fire Service was promised it will stay on the ground until the hazard level in at the scene of the fire is brought to the barest minimum as a result of the hydrocarbons still in the atmosphere, which could reignite fire at any time. Meanwhile, they've asked that I beg your pardon. Meanwhile, they've asked that persons evacuate the scene of the fire to avert any more fatalities. One person has died after the explosion while they were running away from the fire. Meanwhile, Member of Parliament for Tema East constituency, Titus Glover, has told us that the CEO of TOR, together with his public relations department, has entered a meeting to come out with a statement on a proper assessment of the fire situation there. And in subsequent broadcasts, right after this coverage, we'll bring you up to speed what has been said about the fire assessment situation. Don't want to miss that on today's big story. Meanwhile, also, some of you have been sharing thoughts with us on social media. Bernard Kwame Hart says hydrocarbons are not easy to fight. Oxygen ignites fire, but so far as the place is not enclosed, more oxygen will react and hence more fire. Abdul Kudu says Ghana National Fire Service continue with the good work. Residents must obey and evacuate the area for their own lives. Desmond Owusu in team says another fire, what a country. Daniel Kledo, is the country causing a fire or our own negligence? And Dexon Desire from Laura says, hope this will not result to fuel shortage in the country. Abuga Abel says, oh, see what a careless life of the personnel have cost the people in the country. There's also been accusations that this leakage may have gone on for a very long time now. Some have said 3 days, others have said up to a week. But the personnel, the TOR personnel who spoke with us said it had only been a few hours before the explosion. Some persons who were siphoning the product from there have also been asked to leave the area. But Titus Global is asking that no cosmetic statement is released by Tor, and the reality should be given the Ghanaian people. On Facebook, however, Alfred Asiwama Babio says, lack of maintenance culture of Ghanaians is the cause of all these. Heads must roll. Carla David says, one's greed has caused loss of an innocent life, and more is to follow. Abdullah Abdul Razak says, so bad, fire again. And Abdel Manaf El Moreno says, please, when issues like this, let's try to suggest better solutions. And Kadri Safianu, someone must take responsibility and resign. Obviously, these pipes haven't seen any maintenance on them. Donko Kwabena Randy, obedience is better than sacrifice. Like said, oxygen igniting from hydrocarbons are not easy to fight. Besides, the Ghana National Fire Service are also vulnerable, so move from the area. Katechi Sly says, God please save your country, Ghana. Set fire on those who want the nation down and other things the country counts on to survive. Freeman Hammond, these things happen all over the world. Criminals go to damage pipelines which cause fire, and you criticize government. What kind of people are we to criticize everything just for the sake of it? Yeah, peaceful home. Frimpong says, in Ghana, if nothing happens, nothing is done. It looks to me like they were waiting for something to happen before maintenance Chale Ghana had. Roland Awasabisa Icon. So when will we learn to use durable and quality materials for our work? Daniel Orlando Kwame, fire again, so sad. What can we do as a country to prevent it if not stopped? God help Ghana. And then Naflin Abraham, it shall be well. Pipelines are bread. Samuel Chumesi, why should we allow people to build around the Tor area? Roland again says, so when, I think I've read that already. Divine Poha says, let us not politicize this, rather pray for God's intervention. On today's big story, we'll find out from the Ghana National Service their preliminary investigations, the cause of the fire at the Tema Oil Refinery. You don't want to miss out on that. Thank you very much for staying through our coverage. Thank you for all the comments on our social media, especially those of you who are very excited about it. And Sue Isaac, for instance, says, this is Ghana's Al Jazeera. I'm totally grateful for those comments, and we'll bring you up to speed what's been happening. My name is Kimini Nyamani Amana.